Alrighty, well, first live ever, so here we go. Yeah, on the way home from work today. I appreciate all the comments on the video I posted yesterday. Yeah, you guys are also positive, love it. Just to make something super clear, I'm not being deceived by anyone. I know exactly who Owen Benjamin is and who he claims to be. Not exactly my thought of a picture-perfect Christian either, but which one of us is. And no, I don't claim to know whether or not he's saved or not, because that is, it would be hypocritical of me, first of all, to make any claim as to whether or not he is or isn't saved, because his salvation's between him and God. All I can judge is his fruit. And sure, he cusses a lot. I used to cuss a lot, and he honestly reminds me of a lot, like super lot of where I used to be in life before I actually came to know who God was. So for you to say that I shouldn't watch his stuff, or that I shouldn't be a potential influence in his life, that's, in my opinion, 100% completely wrong, because I have no idea, zero idea, and it's extremely arrogant of me to think that I do have any idea of whether or not God has intended anything for me in that whole situation. So that's my response. And it's just funny to me that there was like one positive comment and four negatives, because everybody's just like, you're an idiot, you should go drive your car over a bridge. Yeah, well, whatever. I got thick skin. You can say whatever you want to me, because I do believe in free speech, but I also believe in the consequences of free speech. So yeah, it's just what it is. So, and I mean, another thing I thought of today in regards to that whole conversation that Owen Benjamin had about it, the problem is that no one is punching these guys in the face. The people that are like, oh, you can't say that, you're gonna get arrested, when someone comes up to you and it's a pedo and they want to bang your kid and they say that, you punch them in the face and you go to jail and you do with the consequence. Because these people all know now you're empowering them every time you don't punch them in the face. Because what happens is yeah, you get an assault charge and you go to jail for punching this dude in the face, but guess what? If this becomes a movement all across the United States, where every time a fag speaks up or gets in someone's face, or a pedo says something gross, and all of them get punched in the face every single time that they speak up, guess what? They shut up super quick. Because yeah, we're willing to pay the penalty for going to jail, in the same way that now they have to be willing to pay the penalty for opening their disgusting mouth. So yeah, it is a thing. And no, I'm not advocating that you go out and assault people, but actions have consequences, guys, and we have to be willing to make the sacrifices to pay those consequences, in the same way that they should be willing to make the sacrifice and pay the consequences. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I get it. Whatever. So anyways, responding to the only thing I had really from Owen Benjamin, because I didn't get to listen to a lot of it today because I was super busy. I work at a fish farm, and we're building a fish farm right now, so that's what we're doing. I build stuff for a living. It's what I do. And so I was watching his thing from last night, and he said, ironically enough, that he believes that there's a race of entities that have lived for thousands of years. Yeah, man, there is. It's called Genesis 6. You want to look it up and know what it's about. It's Genesis 6. These beings came to Earth. Some of them mated with human women and were therefore cursed and cast into the abyss for thousands of years. And then some of them didn't and set themselves up as gods on Earth. And they're still around. Hate to break it to you, buddy. They've found good ways of hiding themselves, but they have and are still around. And they are the people, they are the shadow governments, they are the people that run everything, and it's their agenda, which is why they do take immense pleasure in screwing things up and being evil over thousands of years. And it's the same plan that's been perpetrated for thousands of years that's coming to a head. And it's not taking God by surprise, and it shouldn't take us by surprise either, because once you figure out what their playbook is, it's super easy to see, and you don't care about it anymore, because you know who's in control, and it's not scary, because we have authority over them, and we've just revoked that authority and turned it back over to them when it's not theirs to begin with. So that's my 2 cents on that. Secondly, your episode number 399 about wizardry, it's so true. I haven't listened to it all yet, but the beginning part that I did listen to, recognizing people that use this wizardry. And no, there is no such thing as truth magic, man. It just seems like magic because when you speak truth, people cannot combat it. So yeah, it is the answer to dark wizardry because the dark wizardry and spells do exist, but the only thing that can combat them is truth, and truth comes from the Word of God. And they don't know how to combat it, and they have no response for it because when you confront them with truth, they shut up and they cower and they go away because they don't have truth. They don't know what truth is because all they can do is repeat. They can create. So they just keep repeating the same schemes and lies and spells that they've been taught by these beings that have been ruling for thousands of years that know how people's minds work, and gullible sheep go along with it. It's really simple. So yeah, you combat dark wizardry with truth, and it's not magic. It seems like magic because it works, and it seems like you're saying spells, but you're not. You're just speaking truth, and truth doesn't originate from you, which is why it has so much power. I mean, God specifically says, you seek truth and you will find it. So if you speak truth, people will recognize it. It is internal and it's ingrained in you, and you know what it is. And you can't argue with it. You can try to make excuses. You can be a Jordan Peterson and try to worm your way around things and get around saying things, but it doesn't make it any more true. It's just repeating lies until people believe them. But actual truth has power, and people recognize that. So my dirty fish water analogy is kind of funny because we're sitting here talking this morning, and all right, so in a fish farm, it's called a recirculating system where the same water is recycled over and over and over again. Well, obviously you feed the fish, right? So you feed the fish, so that dirtiness gets into the water. The fish poop in the water, but that water is constantly being filtered and recirculated. But there's no way with fish in the system that it's ever going to be 100% clear, right? So my boss is like, you know, it was funny that the owners came to us today, and they've got these investors that are coming to take a look at our building progress, and they want to take a look at everything. We were wondering, could you just like clear the water up? And on the surface, it seems like a legit question because they want the place to look clean for investors. I get that. And then you stop and think about it for like 2.5 seconds, and you're like, wait, that's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. How in the heck are you ever going to have clear water with fish living in it? Like, you go to a freaking lake where the ecosystem where everything actually works, where there's biological circle of life type stuff going on, right? Where the fish eat the little bugs, and the bugs poop, and the grass grows, and it all eats itself, and it's a contained system, right? And it's an ecosystem. It depends on itself. You go there and you dip the cup in the water and you pull it out. Even that's not clear, and that's a self-contained cleaning system. Like, no, you cannot ever have clarity of water. I mean, you could kill the fish, and the fish all die, and then you don't have any fish, and the point of this place existing is mute. So, no, we can't have clear water. Well, why not? Because you have fish living in it. Like, this is stuff that people don't even think about. Like, I just want the water to be clear. Like, it's an impossibility. You have fish living in it. But this is how people think today. Like, they just care about what they want. They don't actually care that it's not possible. Like, that the logic is not there in their minds. Like, they just don't get it. Like, why can't I have clear water? Because you have fish living in the water. Fish, crap, there's food in the water. You can't filter this stuff out. Like, it's impossible. Like, algae grows. Stuff happens. Like, there's living bacteria in here. You can't just kill it all and have clear. You want to have a swimming pool? Because we can build a swimming pool for you and show people a swimming pool. But in this system where you have a live thing living that's being grown, and it has to have bacteria and actual stuff in it to be able to exist, like, no, you can't have a clear system. And they're just like, oh, I don't get it, man. Like, I just want the water to be clear. It's like, you own this place. You own this place. Like, what the F? Like, I don't understand. It's just absolute stupidity. Like, I don't understand how people can be so dumb. And I'm not saying that, 100% not saying that to be condescending. It's just the reality of the world that we live in today. Like, people don't think, and it's crazy. Like, I don't understand how you can go from being a college graduate, like, to that. Like, I don't understand it. Anyways, yeah. I had something else I wanted to talk about today. Oh yeah, Valentine's Day. Like, I never got to say anything about it yesterday, but like me and my wife haven't celebrated Valentine's Day since the second year we've been married. It's our 12th year of marriage. And you know, we love each other and we care, but we don't do holidays. Like, we don't care. Like, we're not shallow. My wife doesn't even wear jewelry. Like, she doesn't care. We're not superficial. And I'm just like, hey, you know, we didn't even recognize the fact that it was Valentine's Day. We didn't tell each other Happy Valentine's Day, nothing, because we don't care. Like, we're not superficial, shallow people. And it's all a hoax anyways. It's a commercialism. It's just people trying to get you to buy things. It's really, really all it is. And it's so dumb. Like, we just don't do it. So, like, it's like, hey, buy stuff for each other. You should buy stuff for each other. And it's like, I don't need to buy stuff so that you can have money. Like, it's just a commercial holiday. Where did it originate? That's my question. When did it originate? Who did it originate by? And does the Bible tell me to celebrate it? Those are my 3 basic questions. Like, and if one of those things isn't true, then I'm like, no, I'm not celebrating it. It's stupid. It's just you trying to get me to buy things. It's the same thing I think about Christmas. Christmas is the most commercialized holiday out there. You can prove to me where in the Bible it tells me to celebrate Christmas and how I'm supposed to celebrate Christmas, and I'll celebrate it with you. But until that point, I'm not doing it. It's just commercialism. And did I used to celebrate Christmas? Absolutely I did. Until I thought about it. Until I actually used logic and was like, where does it, like, why am I celebrating this? It's stupid. It's just commercialism. It's just getting you to buy stuff, and it's stupid. So, no, I'm not going to do it. My kids are okay with it. I just buy them stuff throughout the year. If they want something, I go buy it for them. And actually, I give them money to go buy it because I want them to learn how to budget money. So there's that. Either way, I'm done ranting. I'm at home for the day. So talk to you guys later, and I'm out.